All right. Now I have something very important for you. You all know Festus Keyamu. Now Festus Keyamu didn't start to exist today. Festus Keyamu didn't just come into the Nigerian government today. Now, forward to many years ago, sometime 19 years back, Festus Keyamu was in prison during the Olusegun Obasanjo government. What did he do? Now, allegations were thrown at him that Festus Keyamu had an involvement somehow. We don't know. We are yet to confirm that. But according to the allegations, I will show you a newspaper that is coming from 19 years back, a throwback newspaper. And it says that Festus Keyamu had a little involvement. We don't know how, but he had a little involvement then in the government. And that was during the time that an investigation was done on the death of the then Attorney General, Bola Ige. Now, forward to some weeks later, during that time, still 19 years ago, Idris Abdul Karim, a Nigerian musician, produced a music, okay, and sang about the freedom of Festus Keyamu from prison. All right, watch the video of Idris Abdul Karim's music, and after watching it, I'm going to tell you something about this video. Watch it.
With Festus Keyamu say he done the follow the caballo. He done the chop with the caballo.
Okay, now forward to some years later, Idris Abdul Karim, who is a Nigerian musician, was so bitter about Festus Keyamu. Now, Festus Keyamu has been coming out on air to talk about justice, to talk about mutual justice, and so on and so forth. But Idris Abdul Karim threw a backlash at him many years later and said he was in need of help when his mom was in the hospital, and he reached out to Festus Keyamu. The same Festus Keyamu he sang for, the same Festus Keyamu he fought for, and he tried to free from prison, all right? And then Festus Keyamu refused to reach out to him because he purportedly thought, or he purportedly saw that Festus Keyamu had already joined the APC cabal. Now, look at the post that was posted, or the post that was uploaded by Idris Abdul Karim on Twitter about what happened between him and Festus Keyamu after he had sang for his freedom under the Olusegun Obasanjo government. Look at the post on your screen, and you will know that Idris Abdul Karim tried to reach out to Festus Keyamu, but he couldn't come up to help someone that helped him many years ago, that thereby biting the finger that fed him. Look at the newspaper. I promised to show you a throwback newspaper coming from 19 years ago, where Festus Keyamu reiterated his experience in prison and his arrest. All right. Now, forward to today, we don't know why Festus Keyamu was arrested. We don't know the reasons behind his arrest, but we all know that whoever ordered his arrest, talking about President Olusegun Obasanjo, the then President of the Federal Republic, knows something that we all don't know about Festus Keyamu. Now, forward to today, Festus Keyamu is the same person that is coming out to somebody who there are allegations thrown at to have taken part in money laundering and drug trafficking, talking about his principal. All right. Now, we don't want to say things that are not really going in line with what we're trying to arrive at. But Festus Keyamu, a senior advocate of Nigeria, should know that at this time that a presidential election tribunal case is being said, he shouldn't come out and make pronouncements that are legal, because he is not only a senior advocate of Nigeria, but he is a serving minister. So we advise Festus Keyamu to go back to his portfolio and look on and watch his parastatal or his ministerial jurisdiction to the extent that he should be known for his job, not for throwing backlashes at political parties. Because guess what? The political times are over. The elections are over now. We are now facing the elections tribunal cases. All right. So Festus Keyamu should go back and, of course, look after his jurisdiction as a minister. Still on the election tribunal case, I have a video for you that talking about the fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been avoiding the petition that is supposed to be served to him by the Labour Party and the PDP. All right, so he has been deliberately avoiding this petition. Reasons best known to him. There's a video of the counsel to Labour Party and Peter Obi. This lawyer, this senior advocate of Nigeria, came out to address newsmen on the reasons why he thinks Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been avoiding him being served the petition that was filed against him, even after the court had ordered the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi to legally serve him this petition.
What really transpired in court as at the time you were there?
Well, we've come to urge the court to grant us leave to serve the second and third respondent, that is Ahmed Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, with our court processes by substituted means. That is to say, to permit us to serve them through the legal advisor of All Progressives Congress, APC, in Abuja here.
What are the processes?
The petition, we have filed petition against the return of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima by INEC. And we have to serve them by substituted means because it is practically impossible to serve them personally as required by law, because having been returned and now declared president-elect, the security around them will make it practically impossible for them to be served personally. And we have taken the liberty to activate the jurisdiction of the court to permit us to serve them through the legal advisor or any officer of APC at the APC national headquarters.
You heard it all there from the counsel to Labour Party. He felt that because Kashim Shettima and Bola Ahmed Tinubu are now the president-elect and the vice president-elect respectively, there will be a lot of security around them, and that will make it very, very hard for them to be served the petition. But I will show you a video where there was an affirmation that the court have finally legally approved the petition to be served to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and this means that this particular election tribunal case is moving a step forward. Watch this video on Channels News.
The Court of Appeal has granted permission to Labour Party's presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, to serve his petition challenging the February 25th presidential election on Senator Bola Tinubu. Mr. Obi is challenging the victory of Senator Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress and the president-elect. Well, his counsel, Ikechukwu Ezechukwu, a senior advocate of Nigeria, in an ex parte application, asked the appellate court to grant Mr. Obi and the Labour Party leave to serve the petition on Senator Tinubu and Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima through substituted means. Mr. Ezechukwu argued that it has been necessary to serve the court filings through substituted means on Senator Tinubu and Shettima, owing to heightened security protection around them. The lawyer urged the court to permit Mr. Obi to serve the court document through the office of the legal advisor to the APC. Ruling on the application, a three-member panel of the Court of Appeal Abuja, led by Haruna Samani, granted Mr. Obi's request. The court ordered that the petition be served on Senator Tinubu and Shettima by delivering or pasting the petition and all other processes filed in the petition at either the office of the National Legal Advisor of the APC or with any other officer of the APC at its National Secretariat at number 40 Blantyre Street of Ademola Tokunbo Crescent in the Federal Capital Territory. In the ex parte application, Mr. Obi noted that the bailiff of the Court of Appeal made unsuccessful attempts to serve the petition personally on Senators Tinubu and Shettima. He said the purpose of the serve of the court filings, whether personal or by substituted means, is to bring the pendency of any proceeding to the knowledge of the party on whom the process is meant to be served personally. Mr. Obi, in his petition, is asking the court to either declare him as Nigeria's president or order a fresh election, which Mr. Tinubu would be excluded from participating in. The ex parte request was filed in the court.
And then he gave an update that, of course, the court has now legally approved and have made it so clear that Tinubu Ahmed Bola, who is the president-elect, and Senator Kashim Shettima, his vice presidential candidate, should be legally and officially served the petition. That means very soon they will be appearing in court to answer to the process that made them president and vice president-elect respectively, alongside the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. That is that about that particular update. I have something very touching for you. Protest has been taken to the NANS office in Abuja by different Nigerians, crying and wailing on their mandate, presidential mandate to be precise, to be returned to them. These Nigerians have cried for the first time, taking their protest for the second time, and this is the third time they are taking their protest to this particular place in Abuja. And this time around, they have met somebody to hear their cry. They met security operatives, members of the Nigerian police force, to listen to what they had to say over the fact that INEC outrightly gave a wrong mandate to someone whom Nigerians feel is unacceptable for them to be called president. Watch this video.
Whatsoever they want to submit to the leadership of the house, nobody goes beyond here if it is not officially invited. That is the stand. So I want you people to understand, so that you will help us to help you. If you take the position where it is earmarked for protest, we will give you the necessary support you need. We will take you in. You will submit whatever paper you have, and I'm sure it will be attended to. That's the standard practice here. Thank you.
It's okay. No, officer, you have spoken. You have spoken to the extent of in context with your office, but there's also a legality that is greater than your office. It's called the Federal Constitution of Nigeria. It is the highest. Before we came here as law-abiding citizens, the police is fully involved, and all the relevant security agencies fully involved. In a country where in just a few days ago, people were burnt in Kano, people were shot in Rivers State, people were cut down, Nigerians like you were cut down in Lagos. As it stands right now, the law that permits the 2022 electoral law that states the procedure for election that was signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari is in the dustbin.
At the moment, yes.
That's right. Everything that holds our constitution has been put in the dustbin. And the National Assembly, who enacted that law that President Muhammadu Buhari signed into law, are mute quiet. It means complicit.
Yes.
You cannot be telling Nigerians our loyalty is not to him.
Exactly.
As it stands right now, our loyalty is not to any leadership or anybody. Our loyalty is to the state. It is the Constitution of Nigeria.
Exactly.
And like you rightly stated, he is our servant. He should be grateful that we came here today.
They should be aware of that.
There is no legal standing in a country. As we speak right now, there are people in the bush kidnapped by ragtag army, people who are not even trained. People are crying and weeping. We have undergone the most fraudulent election in the history of global election.
That's the president they are planning to set.
And you are here looking at people who are dead, and you are telling them, officer, that a man who enacted a law that he could not even stand by, that we voted for and put in place, that we need a special permission in position to see him while we are here. People, it is impossible.
It is impossible.
I say it is impossible.
It is impossible.
The world is watching now.
Yes.
We will give him 15 minutes.
Just 15 minutes.
15 minutes because he's listening to us. The chairman of the National Assembly, who has failed in every ramification.
Yes.
We want him to report here now.
Exactly. In the next 15 minutes.
Because we are law-abiding. This is our plea, this is our prayer, this is our call to give the message that we have. We already gave a message yesterday for the sack and prosecution of Professor Mahmoud Yakubu at the INEC office. Yes. We are coming here to remind those who made the law, who have gone mute, but because we are custodians of the law, 15 minutes, otherwise the world will hear us. Nursing the bruises of hope. This is why we're here. Today we mourn the demise of credibility, the rape of trust, and the abuse of will. Today we stand in the ruins of transparency, on the emblem table of inclusion, equity, and accountability. Today we are voices, toneless, stripped of the music of choice. Today we are Nigerians broken, calling on INEC, the National Assembly, and the presidency to count our votes. On the 25th of February 2023, Nigerians troop to their polling units with one mission: to cast their votes and choose their next leaders. They qualified for this exercise by participating in the year-long continuous voter registration, which witnessed an unprecedented spike as never seen before since 1999. Months later, they returned to collect their permanent voters card and went home with a commitment to participate and engage with the process.
We're so touching there. It is so sad that at this time there are still protests that are still taken to the Abuja offices for the right thing to be done. But I would beg Nigerians to calm down, cool your temper, because the case is still in court, and we believe so much that there is going to be a positive outcome. Of course, we don't know where the judiciary is going to blow the verdict to, neither do we know the outcome of the case. But we all beg Nigerians that feel aggrieved by the presidential results to please pipe low and stop the protest for now, and watch the judiciary as it unfolds in this particular election tribunal case. That is that on that particular update. Now, if you are an incoming subscriber, make sure you subscribe to Nation's Voice Tower. But if you are an already existing subscriber, don't forget to stay glued to this particular channel. From us here is peace out.